Small family farms in Vietnam have limited access to a basic and critical resource that we all rely on every day, weather forecasts. Unable to prepare and plan, farmers often waste seed, fertilizer, livestock, and valuable time. With our final team's innovation, meteorologists, agriculturists, and village leaders are able to produce joint seasonal weather forecasts, calendars, and agricultural advisories for farmers. Please welcome Aloweather.
Tôi hát bài ca ngợi ca cây lúa.
Hey, Mr. Nam, what are you doing?
I'm spreading fertilizer at Stanford University in my rice field, jet lag.
But why are you doing this today? The weather forecast on television and radio said more rain this week. Look! Thunderstorm and dark sky are coming and the fertilizer will be washed away.
But there was no clouds in the sky this morning. And they told me it was scattered rain. And I didn't know if it was in my village.
So why didn't you listen to loudspeaker?
But there's no loudspeaker in my village. The loudspeaker is in the commune center. And they only broadcast about emergency cases.
Oh.
I need information about weather and advice.
What do you mean by advice?
Well, if I have weather information and I have agriculture advice, I can do better farming. Then I know when to harvest, I know when to spread fertilizer, I know when to dry my crops. I can save money on yields and I can save on expenditures.
Oh, so did you have losses last year?
Oh, last year I lost $100. That is 10% of my annual income. And that's the same as it cost me to have my 3 children in school for a whole year. I'm a poor farmer. We live for less than $3 a day.
Oh, let's take a break, Mr. Nam.
Oh.
And let me explain to you. What if there was a solution for Mr. Nam and his family to avoid those unexpected losses? We believe that we have found an answer, which is called Aloweather. It means hello weather. Over the last 2 years, we have worked with agriculture and weather forecast experts to provide simple and actionable information to farmers. We have learned that with farmers who use the information, they have got 900 kilograms per hectare increase in their rice. But for farmers who didn't use the information, only got 300 kilograms per hectare increase in the year. However, due to the limitation of the communication channels, we could only send the information in the paper format, and it was hard work, and it was very slow, and there are still farmers who cannot read. This is how Aloweather works. Weather forecasts and advisories will be sent to farmers by text message, tailored to their needs, and farmers pay for that. Let's go back to Mr. Nam. Mr. Nam, are you still there?
Yes.
Do you have a mobile phone?
Yes, I have this one, but so, where did I put it? It's here, but it's not a smartphone. I cannot afford that.
Oh, it's okay. The phone is perfect. What if weather forecast and advisories was sent to the phone by text message?
Oh, that would be smart. Then I can get the information when I need it. But what about my wife and my neighbor? They can't read.
Oh, we have thought of that. So we will send the voice message to the wife and the neighbors so that they can listen instead of read. And they can provide feedback to improve Aloweather's service.
Oh, I like that. That's a smart name. So when I get information from Aloweather, I know it's not fake news. And I also know that the information is useful and not alternative facts. But do I have to pay for this?
Oh, yes. Nothing comes for free. For a whole year, We can offer you one message in every 3 days for $8 only. This is the annual fee to subscribe to Aloweather's service, and it is just a price of a chicken.
Oh, you're kidding me. For the price of one chicken, I can save 10% of my annual income. That sounds great. I think I'll pay for that. But who will get the information?
Oh, in the next 5 years, we will set up a business, introduce Aloweather to 200,000 farmers in Vietnam. But not only farmers in Vietnam will receive the information, we will also work in Laos and in Cambodia. And in addition to that, there are 8 other care country offices are also interested to learn more about our business.
Oh, but I have heard the other day there are others that are providing the same information.
Oh, you're a smart farmer. Yes, there are also other service providers who provide the weather forecast and advisories now, but they are only working with large-scale farmers and in different locations.
Oh, I like you set it up as a business. As a farmer, I know that is needed, but I would like to know more about business. I think you would like to know about the business?
You will? We're targeted to work with ethnic minority and smallholder farmers who are literate and illiterate. We are seeking for 300,000 investment and pro bono work to provide the technical support on SMS and voice message technology and the payment method. With your support, we can run 6-month trial to test and to improve our business model and to reach break-even point within 3 years.
Oh, that sounds great. Sign me up. Oh, my telephone.
Oh, yeah. The skit wasn't over. Wow, I mean, you guys could be in the movies. You're like Oscar-based material.
Thank you.
So, such an interesting model, and in some ways so complicated, and in some ways so simple. So I'm curious about the complicated part first. Where does all that data come from? And how do you sift it down in a way where a farmer can say, I know what this information means, and this is what I'm going to do differently?
Yes, thank you so much for the question. It is really complicated in terms of data collection, but we are lucky because we had chance to discuss with one company which is based in Colorado, and the name of the company is Aloweather. This company is having 7 billion points data collection, and Aloweather has discussed with us and open for us to access to the data. So that is really good part. And however, in terms of accessing information to smallholder farmers, particularly for ethnic minority people who mostly live in the mountainous area, we also need the local knowledge. And the business model of Aloweather is to work with a network of extension workers who are the person supporting farmer doing the farming. So when we have the weather forecast, that information will be translated by the extension workers, and the information will be sent back to Aloweather, and Aloweather will send to 100,000 of farmers. And with the interpretation of extension workers, that is the information. Exactly say, for example, tomorrow it will be rain heavily, you should not put fertilizer on the field because it will be washed away. And with our feedback mechanism, because the weather forecast can never be 100% true, the feedback mechanism from farmer will really help us to define what further information that farmer would need and how to improve our service.
So interesting. And so my other question, and you started to talk about it a little, was the information and how the farmer uses it might not always turn out the way they want. Weather is somewhat unpredictable, and people's choices are somewhat unpredictable. So how over time do you build trust when there might be outcomes sometimes that are not the outcomes a farmer wants?
Yeah. With our experience, we have been working on the solution for 3 years. And one of the solution, one of the activity we have been working is to do the monitoring between the scientific forecast and farmers' forecast, meaning that farmer can also provide the weather forecast, and we do monitoring and keep sharing the information so that farmer and scientists also know that which information can go well and which not. And they themselves recognize that there is the uncertainty of the information. And that information, when shared back to the farmer will are clear about whether we can have 100% certain or it should be like 80% of the uncertainty. And that information, when we collect, when we test the data, when we test our 6-month trial, we will also even say with farmer that the certain of the information is up to, for example, 80 or 85%, but we cannot say it's 100%.
So a piece of it is that the model is quite iterative.
Yes.
And over time, the farmers are putting information in and big new data is coming in. And part of it is that people who are farmers recognize there is risk.
Yes, that is really a feedback mechanism, the illiterate process where different stakeholders can really recognize what is going well and what is not. And farmer will be the key in that business model to see that what is work and what is not. And that is a feedback to improve the Aloweather service.
So exciting. And I have to say, your performance was marvelous. Thank you both so much.
Thank you. Thank you.